Hi there, everyone. Seán and Lapaíoighir here at the events stage of Furality Somna. So I wanted to show you guys around the events world here. Essentially, we are in a giant library. Like, think of like giant bookcases and that. And this is like where all of the different dreams are stored, right? So you have all these different things recorded down, and I think that was the main concept idea behind that. So without any further ado, let's show you around how the world was. First off, just the immensity of, like, if you look around here, like as you spawned in, you're just greeted by giant towering columns of books, right? Over here on your right. And as you look to your left, over here is where the video player would have been. Of course, it's not showing anything now, but of course that's because the streams are over for the con. Sadly, there's no more videos playing, but this is where you would have gone to be able to watch the live streams in world. So you can see, like, from where, if I was to go over here, that right ahead of us is the stage, and you would have your different artists that would appear there. You'd have two different screens that would appear as well on the sides. And this whole feel was more like, it felt like to me like how you'd have almost like a Barnes and Noble, or like you have a Starbucks and you have some like books to read, you have some coffee, you have some snacks, and it's just really warm, cozy. You know, like you could just, you know, snuggle up with a book and just read and just, you know, fall asleep and that. And I definitely dig that vibe. Something else too is, if we were to go back over here, there's this little section here, and one cool thing is that there was this little, we'll call this like a star fondue fountain. Um, I really liked the idea behind that, with everything, like, you know, food related. Yes, I'm a foodie. Um, but this was a nice little cozy area here that you could just like sit in, and you've got like a little gramophone over here, another seating area, little breakfast nook. Um, you know, so really just making you feel cozy at home. Uh, you have all your fondue in there. I wonder, what do you guys think? What flavor would that fondue be? What would a starry night sky taste like, Dream? Let me know in the comments down below. So there was another part to this events world, and that was actually up top in the balcony. So you could be able to have all these people sitting down below, but if you wanted just a little bit of space, you could actually go up top and still get a decent view of the stage. Let me show you. So you would go around here, around this little area. You've got a nice little seating section, just like right here, where you can see this side of the stage. You've got a seating section in the center. You've got one over here on the top. You've got these little windows over here, and if you follow this pathway, right, we're greeted also with a translation of the Somnatus text that I had shared in a previous video. This little poem that was there. And here is also a larger version of the Somnatus alphabet. Have any one of you translated any of the Somna texts before? Have you figured out what the different messages said? let me know what you found. I'm gonna be working on that as well. It's a nice little fun. I like puzzles and things like that too, so this is right up my alley as well. So then, when you go back around here, you got another little cozy seating area, and right around here, there is a... Oh, excuse me. It's right up here. You go up the spiral stairs. We now find ourselves here on the balcony. And I just noticed the stained glass there too. That is really cool. But yeah, so like you could be able to just like come on over here. You could get with friends and just, you know, look down below, and you'd be able to see the screen just right down over there. And this was just like a really nice space to be able to just hang out, watch the stream broadcast here in World, and be able to just, you know, really enjoy, you know, how things were set. There's one more part of this world that I want to show you. I'm also trying to work on keeping this clip slightly less time because of the length of time on my other videos, because I talk a lot. I don't know, some people have said that they find my voice relaxing a little bit because it's gentle, and I don't know, maybe. Does that mean that I would consider doing ASMR? You know, I'm not too sure. If that's something that you guys would like me to try, I mean, I'd be willing to try. There's certain types, of course, that I wouldn't be comfortable with doing, but if it's just like rambles and that kind of thing, then who knows? But if you want me to try, you know, I might try it. But let me show you a little bit more as we go back down the stairs here. So if you go back through this area, there's another spiral staircase here, but there's also ramps on both sides. So we're just going to take one of these gentle curving ramps, and you get another little section here that you can just chill out with. And I have to say, I love the polos. These are absolutely amazing. Just like rest your head up against the... No, that does not mean that I like polos. I just think that it's cute, and it's a comfy pillow. Don't take that any other way. All right. But yeah, I just noticed these here, that they were like a paw pad, and it's like, oh, that's really cute. I like finding all these little niche things about the worlds, you know. And so there's another similar little nook area over there that you could go to. But to get down to the floor here, we want to take that little spiral staircase. So follow me. Okay. And so now here we are on the bottom floor of the library. You've got a nice fireplace here in the back to where you can just sit around, be cozy. personally, I love these kinds of sounds. They're so relaxing. They make me a little eepy, and ah, makes me think about like when you're, when it's cold out, you've got, a nice warm fire that you can just snuggle up with, like a blanket, and it doesn't have to be with anybody either. Even just the sound of it. Like we'd have our cats around, right? And so they'd just like snuggle up next to you for warmth. And it's just when you have a cat laying next to you, it's hard not to fall asleep because one, they're weighing you down. Two, it's just it's just the security. It's kind of like cuddling like a plush, or just something. Just like it's a security kind of. It just makes you feel kind of more just calm, for some of us. Um, anyway, there's little bits here. You're getting to know me a little bit better. Uh, um, but yeah, so you've got all these different little nooks that are over here. Um, little like writing area, things that you could just feel very at home, at peace. So then, if we head out here, this is at the um, at the entrance to the library, and so this was another spawning point that you could actually get to. So it's kind of like, if you think about it, you were in this balloon, right? Your dreams and your thoughts carried you here to this like collective consciousness of dreams, and you're able to interact with all of these others, lucid dreaming kind of thing. But this just felt really cute, really calm, very. I know I keep saying that and repeating that, but it was just really nice, compared to like all your go, 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 high energy. There's always, things like the club fin and the DJs, for that, from the more chill sets. And I did get a chance to check out some of the DJs as well. Found a few new styles that were actually pretty decent. I got to listen to Sorami's set, a little bit of Ice Dog. No bias as well because of Ice of Wolf, but no, I got introduced to a few different new types of music. Some that I like more than others, but that's how you get to know, different things that you can find new genres of music or art or, really anything out there. And so I did get a chance to, shake the tail a little bit. And I miss that as well, because I think the other thing that made this con so important for me was that I it's been a long time since I've been able to go to a IRL con, right? So um, for those of you that have seen some of my previous videos, you know that um, of course COVID affected things for a number of years for all of us, but I think my last IRL con uh, was Blue Ridge Fur Fair in 2022, because the next year they outgrew their venue, and so that had to be digital, so it was held in VR. And then 2024 come around, and that's when Hurricane Helene hit over here in North Carolina, and Asheville was hit hard. So since then, everybody's been rebuilding the community, and so it's been a long time, and so like they were able to have Bewhiskered, later on that year over in Raleigh, but I didn't. I had already, had funds set aside for CFF, it is now Carolina Fur Fair, and also the time off, which I did get to use that con for my mom who got to visit. So even though plans had to change, I still was able to make the best of that visit, and and I did enjoy that aspect. There were some other of the local furs as well that went to the local Renaissance fair that was around the same weekend. So you try to make the best of a bad situation, and it gives everybody like the a peace of mind to kind of like just taking a break from the reality of what happened to this community, to the Western North Carolina area. But yeah, so 2024 had like no cons in that sense, no furry conventions for me. So it was like it was a step out of what I'm accustomed to, right? At least having something during the year, whether it was going out, suiting for a day or something. And so it kind of affected me emotionally a little bit for some time, and it's hard to put into words what that's like. Maybe some of you understand those feelings. When you look forward to being like being a fluffy animal, if you suit or if you don't, like being able to see friends IRL, and then you're not able to. It's hard. It is really hard. And then to like, I haven't had the opportunity to see my folks very often, since moving out here too. So it's definitely been a challenge. Wow, I've totally shifted topics here, haven't I? But that's neither here nor there. Not sure you guys want to hear all of that. You're here for this video that was supposed to be about the con. But summarizing, I guess, why this con was so important to me was it gave me a chance to be with my friends, right? Because like they all live so far away and in different time zones. At least two of them are married now, and they have lives of their own, so they have time to spend with their mate, and it's kind of hard sometimes, being a single fluff, a single wolf, and of course, not looking either, for that, but just you look for opportunities to be with friends, because you still need that social aspect of life. Uh, and so my work hasn't always allowed me to have the time to be with my friends, IRL locally nearby because of that, and so I've had to miss events with them, and it just really gets to you emotionally after a while. You tell yourself, I'm okay, I'm fine. Others ask you, well, I'm fine, but inside you're not always fine, you know. So I guess it's just this weekend was a nice welcome break from that. Even if I couldn't get to spend the entire time with my friends, I got to spend segmented portions of the weekend with them. Just being a silly dork, being a silly wolf, you know, uh, giving head pats, you know, and yes, I love those. It's something that makes me feel good, in suit or in VR, and you just get to see people that are just like doing uh, little dumb like memes or like skits or something with friends, and it's just something that it makes this weekend worth it. So I don't know what the future will bring, of course. There's too many serious things, negative things going on in the world. And while I'm not ignorant of them, I don't want to make them the focus of my life, I want to be alert, of course, but I don't want to let all of that just consume my mind. So you have to focus on, just take a break from those things. Because if you don't, it just, just consumes you, and it's just like this whole puddle mess. And you just, because I deal with depression too. And so it's like, you gotta try to, refocus your mind onto something that's going to be more beneficial, more encouraging, and being around others. That's one of the ways that you can actually find a lot of encouragement for yourself, even on the days when you may not always feel like it, right? Because there are days like that. But I value every little bit of time that I get to spend with people. And because I don't know what my schedule will be, I don't know what life's going to do, so I want to make those moments count while I have them. And I feel and trust that many of you would feel the same way, right? To make those moments count. So plans are for going forward would be hopefully I am registered for Carolina Fur Fair coming up here in North Carolina. That's in November, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's November. So no. I'll have to do my check. I'll put a little text here, like when the actual date is, because I have a feeling that I know it's the fall. There, I have a 3-month 3-month leeway there. It's in the fall. But I know at least one of my friends will be there, but also because he lives closer now to where the con is, he is able to commute, using it. It's not that far away from him. So it's kind of like I'm debating on whether I want to drive each day or whether I should save for a hotel room, or that's still a lot in the air right there. But then too, I've got my dad visiting this fall, and I haven't seen him like over 2 years now, and I've got a lot to look forward to, and this has just been kind of like one of those little boosts, like along the way to that end. There's things like coming up this summer, being able to have like a convention with a friend that I'll be going and being encouraged by, and not furry, but close friends, and the encouragement that I need to. But yeah, so there's there's my little ramble. Well, I guess that just about does it here for this video. I want to thank you all for watching and for putting up with me for the long absence in making content. Many of you understand that life sometimes comes up, it gets in the way for all of us. I love making content for you guys. I just don't always have the time to be able to do that. Because I have to prioritize my day, with things that are, needing my attention IRL. But still a wolf in here. for the last time this convention, this con, this Furality. This is Seán the Lapaíoighir signing off from Furality Somna, saying stay frosty, stay fluffy, and I'll see you later, you fluff butts, alright? Slán, and sweet dreams. Night night.